So I'm trying to wait to see when y'all want to have this conversation. What conversation, you ask? Well, that one conversation about when you know that your kids are doing stuff wrong. You know that they're in the streets. You know they're committing crimes. You know they're living a thuggish lifestyle. You know they're living a criminal lifestyle. You know, criminals in training. And you choose to bypass and not say anything about it, not address it, not even think about it. But then that one day that they go out and commit a criminal act, and either they get caught, go to jail, or something worse happens to them, like they get killed. And then we're sitting there as parents and we're thinking, oh, well, my son never hurt nobody. My daughter never hurt nobody, never did anything to anybody. And why would somebody want to hurt and kill my son or my daughter? And then that little thought, because that angel was sitting right there on the shoulder and saying, well, you know what? You need to stop all that cap, because you knew that your son or your daughter was living a very dangerous lifestyle. You knew that they were going the wrong way. And you sat back and you did nothing. And you sat back and saw all the signs, and you saw all of the behavior. You saw the friends, you saw the paraphernalia, you smelled the weed, you seen, the aggressive behavior. You seen all of this, but you chose to do nothing. And then that day happens that they get caught, put in jail, or, Lord forbid, they get killed. And then that's when you want to start crying out saying, oh my God, my son, my daughter never did nothing wrong. Well, I'm going to tell you how to fix this. You fix this by, one, being a more attentive parent, looking at their behavior, their mannerisms, their habits, looking at their friends, seeing who they're hanging with, and actually casting judgment on their friends and who they hang with. Nothing wrong with it. Profiling is good if you know how to do it, because this will save your child from going the wrong way and having a dire outcome that may cost them their life or their freedom. I would rather do that than to sit back and allow my son to go in the wrong direction, not say nothing, and then one day that thing happens. Now, I know y'all gonna be mad at me because y'all think I'm referring to the Rodney Hinton situation that happened in Cincinnati. Well, yeah, I am. I'm sorry, I am. When you see your child going the wrong way, you as a parent must do whatever to stop them. I don't care if it's packing up, moving, going to another location, another neighborhood. At the end of the day, we can't continue to down this hill of tribalism of, well, they black and whatever they did, he ain't do it. And no, we got to start being real, truthful, and transparent with each other. If I see your kid out and about and I know that they doing wrong or they live in a dangerous lifestyle, it's my responsibility to at least come give you a phone call and tell you. It's my responsibility to at least try to talk to that kid and say, look, man, what are you doing out here? You bugging, you wilding, you need to chill out. You see my kid out doing something wrong? Yes, I need you to stop him, talk to him, call me, tell me, because I'm not playing that. My main thing is to make sure that my son goes from birth to adulthood without having to face or encounter any of the ills or the craziness that I had to. And yes, I'm definitely going to be all up in his business, making sure that he's hanging out with quality people. He's spending his time in good areas. His activities, that he participates in, are worthwhile and meaningful. And trust me, you do those type of things, you won't have those type of issues. Definitely won't have those type of issues. But yeah, I know it's going to be a lot of people that don't want to have this conversation because it involves being accountable, self-accountability, and being truthful about the situation. And what he did, no excuse. I understand the fact that you lost your child and you probably blacked out, but there's no excuse to kill another man who was out doing his job, who had nothing to do, remotely to do, with the situation. It's just wrong. And I think right now, us as a people sitting here applauding and justifying this dastardly deed, I think it's just disgusting. It's really disgusting. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, you on your high horse, oh, you this, whatever. No, I just stand on the side of truth and logic. That's it. I don't care what is black, white, purple, green, whatever. I stand on the side of truth and logic at all times. And maybe you should too. Because if you did, trust me, outcomes will probably be a lot different. There's no way in hell that we should be applauding someone killing someone that had nothing to do with the situation. Nothing. Now, I hope that one day us as a people will allow the more intelligent, the more impressive, the more knowledgeable, the more sensible and non-emotional of us to take the forefront and lead and speak. Just like back in the 60s when we had Martin Luther King, Fred Shuttlesworth, who else? A lot of the leaders back in the day, Malcolm X, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Come on. Sensible, logical, not over emotional, doing stuff that was stupid. We need to get back to that type of leadership, allowing those people to be able to lead the way. All this emotional stuff, nah. You see where all our emotional decisions are getting us. You see where it's keeping us in last place. But that's just my little 2 cents. I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say in the comments. If you want to tear me a new one, go ahead. We can battle, we can argue all day. You think I'm acting brand new or acting holier than thou? So what? I don't care. I really don't. Because I don't live my life that way. All right. And I'm definitely not going to be allowing or approving of my son to live his life that way at all. If you see your kids out here going the wrong way, it's your job as a parent to stop that, to address it and stop it immediately. And I don't care what you got to do it. I don't care if you got to take your son and or your daughter and go somewhere, remote place, send them out the state or whatever you got to do. It is on you to do it. So, my motto, positive minds move forward. And if the truth pisses you off, allow me to do the honors. Peace.